Hi Sagittarius, welcome to my channel, The Fool's Journey Tarot. Today is October 28th, 2019. This is an end of the month general love reading for the sign of Sagittarius. As always, it can pertain to any kind of relationship you're dealing with, romantic or otherwise, and situations and circumstances that you're in or that you're dealing with. Be flexible with the energy, take what resonates, leave behind what doesn't. You can swap the roles, don't worry about the gender of the cards or the pronouns I use. And we'll get started. One more shuffle and a cut, Sagittarius, and let's see what's going on for you today. Okay, in your underlying energy, you have the Chariot with the Three of Swords in reverse. Four of Cups in reverse. Excuse me, still getting over a cold. Queen of Swords in reverse. King of Cups in reverse. Two of Swords. The Star in reverse. And that's paired with the Seven of Cups. Okay, Sagittarius, so you're dealing with some heartbreak, working on healing, maybe moving on from a relationship or a situation that caused you some grief, heartache, sorrow. It feels like this feels like your energy, the King of Cups in reverse, Sagittarius. And I do feel like you're in the process of making a decision or determining where to go from here, what moves to make. I do feel like this is in response to a relationship, perhaps a recent conversation that you had or a recent conversation that you didn't have. This Queen of Swords in reverse, I feel, is the person that you're dealing with. And I think that you've realized some things after communicating with this person recently. Or like I said, lack of communication, but it does feel like whatever communication you may have had with this person was very harsh. This person was cutting. This person was insensitive, maybe a little arrogant. This Queen of Swords feels like their communication may have been very cut and dry and to the point, like I said, without a lot of emotion or even compassion or concern about how you might respond to the situation. I think it caused you grief and heartache. I do feel at this point in time you may be a little removed, emotionally unavailable, or maybe feeling like you were emotionally manipulated. You might be trying to decide on a response to this person or just how to react to this new dynamic within this relationship. You do have a lack of hope that this can move forward in a pop. Okay, hang on to these cards. That this may, this relationship may be, that you're not going to be able to save it. That there's a lack of hope. You might be confused though as to whether you're feeling right about this. Maybe concerned that you should be working on things or trying to make something work or trying to make amends with this person. But you're trying to close out a situation or move on from a very challenging, emotionally challenging situation. And you are in the process of doing that. I do feel like you might be working again on trying to determine whether or not this relationship is worth saving or what your reaction or your next move should be regarding this person. You have the Hierophant clarifying the Chariot. This might be a partnership like a marriage. And we have the Tower clarifying the Three of Swords in reverse. This may have been a relationship where you felt that it was one that had potential for longevity, or maybe you were moving toward a potential commitment with this person. Let's see what else we get here. Six of Cups in reverse. Queen of Wands. Queen of Pentacles. Four of Wands. Okay, this is interesting. So Sagittarius, I mean, I hate to say it, but it's obvious. This is a three-party situation. And I feel like you're making a decision regarding stability within some relationships. Let me just show you. Now, these cards that I'm going to show you are actually in two separate groups, but the way they came out is very telling. So, the Queen of Wands is clarifying the Queen of Swords. This is the same person. And the Queen of Pentacles came out clarifying the King of Cups. King of Cups is your energy. Queen of Pentacles is a separate energy. So let's talk about this person first. So this person you're at odds with right now, you're hanging on to some things that happened in the past that were not positive within this relationship with this Queen of Wands. It may have been something that you realized recently based on maybe some conversations, communication, or some interactions with this person. Now, the Queen of Wands is someone who has a lot on her plate. She is a mover and a shaker. This person probably has a wide circle of friends, is very social, is someone who likes to go after new things, try new things. She can delegate responsibilities, act like kind of a boss. Not a boss, this person could be a boss. Someone who takes leadership roles and is not afraid to do so. But I feel like your communication or lack of communication with this person recently has been unpleasant, has made you realize that there's some things going on within the dynamic of your relationship with this Queen of Wands that is not quite right. I think this person you may have felt like in the past was emotionally manipulative towards you, and it affected your relationship with other people. And in particular, this person who's coming across as the Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles is a grounded individual, someone who's compassionate and loving. This is a motherly figure, someone generally who comes off as a caregiver, but someone who can take care of business, works hard, mostly for the people around her, puts herself second, but she's also somebody who you can count on, rely on, who's trustworthy. And I feel like you're removed from both of these people, maybe not because you want to with this person. You might be hesitant to work on things with this person because I feel like you're removed from relationships altogether right now. It feels like something went down that you're recovering from, and you might be moving away from commitment altogether, or even really dealing with people altogether. But I also feel like you're in the process of making a decision regarding what's right, what's stable, where to go from here regarding your relationship. So I do feel like you want something stable. I do feel like you want something that you feel you can, a person that you feel you can commit to, and feel like that person has the same level of compassion and desire for a stable relationship and a loving relationship. If you're not in a three-person, third-party situation where you're like choosing between two people, Sagittarius, this is a situation where you're just kind of determining the people that you feel are worthy to be in your life versus the people you need to kick to the curb. Because there's been some heartache, I believe, that you feel is unwarranted, and you may have been trying to keep the peace with, everybody in your life. I do feel like, with King of Cups in the upright position is someone who has love for everybody, somebody who has compassion, somebody who opens their arms to everybody they meet and wants to make sure everybody feels the love. You are a loyal friend. You are a loving, compassionate partner. I just set you up in the upright position. I didn't mean to, because you came out in the reverse, but that's because I feel like you're dealing with some issues. But I do feel like you are the type of person who you want to make sure everybody's happy, everybody's feeling good, everybody's included. And that hasn't been happening lately for you. I feel now you're at a point where you have to decide, who do I want to keep in my life, because this is how these are the standards that I live by. Who is going to allow me to be the person that I want to be and move forward with the relationships I want to have in my life, and ultimately what will make me happy. So you've lost some hope for a certain relationship in your life, but there's I don't know that you feel like you have all the information, or you might feel like you are seeking to gain some more, a greater understanding of this person or the dynamics within this relationship before you move forward. Or you might be considering commitment, and possibly with this Queen of Pentacles. Let's see what else comes out. Seven of Swords. Now, Seven of Swords, if you're not familiar with tarot, this is the lies and deceit card. This is the someone's acting shady card. This is the someone's being pissy card. This is the someone, keeping secrets card. Dealing with the shenanigans. Now we have the Chariot in reverse. So I feel like you may have been dealing with convincing yourself maybe that there's certain people in your life that you wanted to keep in your life, but maybe realizing that you were moving in the wrong direction if you wanted stability or you wanted to develop relationships. There's the Four of Wands clarifying this Queen of Swords. It's in the reverse. Just as I was saying, creating relationships, developing relationships, moving forward with relationships that are stable, that make you want to commit to the people because they have the same compassion. The King of Pentacles just came out. Sorry, I'm getting distracted because of these cards. Let me just show you what came out. So this King of Cups in reverse was clarified by the King of Pentacles. So there you are, Sagittarius. This is you, again, similar to the Queen, but this is more. This is a more masculine, obviously, energy. Someone who, again, is a caregiver, someone who's grounded, someone who puts others first. This is a father figure, a family man, somebody who cares for their friends and is loyal and compassionate. And I feel like you may have found a true partner here, someone who you might be looking at as potentially your Four of Wands. But I feel because of this deceit in the past, because of some shady relationships you've been dealing with in the past, that you might be feeling hesitant to move forward, that these emotional obstacles are currently in the way because you're unable to make decisions toward the people I think who are good for you and who will make you happy ultimately. Because you've been dealing with people like this Queen of Wands / Queen of Swords who are unstable individuals. This could also represent somebody who just doesn't, they're fucked up in the head a little bit maybe, or their priorities are askew. They're not gelling in the manner that you gel in your life. In other words, they just are not a match. And ultimately, what you've realized that this person, while this may be someone significant to you, Six of Cups can indicate someone you have a soul contract with, someone who you've been in a relationship with for a period of time. This could even be a spouse, if you're separating or determining whether or not this relationship is worthwhile, because ultimately it's brought you in happiness. And you may have been fighting for this for a long time, but this person feels like they don't gel with you. They're not like you. I think you're at this point in time maybe determining whether or not there's hope for this relationship with this person, whether you should move forward with trying to make amends or repair things with them, start fresh. But I don't know that you feel like you have all the information yet to make that decision, because you may want to be moving towards this Queen of Pentacles, who I feels like is a better match for you. If you're in the process of making a decision between a couple people, and for whatever reason that's coming up in this reading, like you're the person with options and you're making these choices to leave something else behind in order to move forward with this Queen of Pentacles, or to establish something more solid with this person. I feel like this Queen of Wands maybe was getting in the way. Out with the old, in with the new type of situation. This person just isn't right for you. And I do feel like you might be wanting to move toward commitment, or again, something that's more solid. Maybe build something with this Queen of Pentacles. This can be the marriage and family card, building a foundation, a home, that kind of thing. But you haven't made any moves in that direction yet, because you are still dealing with some past heartache, some emotional turmoil that you've been dealing with regarding this other relationship. And there may have been deceit and lies and just some shitty behavior regarding this other person. So we have the Ace of Cups in reverse, clarifying the Hierophant. And Empress, clarifying the Tower. Yeah, there's something about this person, this Queen of Swords in reverse, Queen of Wands. There's some imbalance. It could be just their behavior. It could be something actually within them that has you feeling like they're not quite all together. This person's coming across as just not quite being all there, or having the ability to establish stable relationships. Fool came out again, clarifying the Page of Pentacles. So the Fool's in reverse over here, also in the upright position. You have an opportunity for a new beginning. Again, I'm getting this sense, out with the old, in with the new, regarding love and commitment. You want to move away from the people who are not serving you, the people who do not add to the relationship, the people who have more selfish self-interests in mind when they are involved with other people or get into relationships with other people. And that's what causes the emotional turmoil. People who are not forthright in presenting the type of person that they are, act in not so not in such a kosher manner. They're just kind of in it for themselves type of feeling. This Queen of Wands feels like she's waiting for reconciliation or waiting for you to make a move forward, because I do feel like maybe if you're not in a commitment with this person already, there is some kind of attachment to this person. And she, despite her words or her cutting ways with you in the past, she's expecting a return of love within this relationship. But after your experiences with this person, your conversations with them, you've determined this person is not the type of person you want to continue to develop a relationship with, because there's just not that opportunity for stability ultimately. Let's see what else, Sagittarius. There's the Tower again in your underlying energy. So you have the Tower twice. You are making some definitive decisions regarding some relationships. And Seven of Cups in reverse this time. The second time this card has come out too. So you don't want to make any decisions until you have a clear idea in your head about where you want to go with this. Regarding, I think there's two relationships you're dealing with. One you want to kind of put in the past, and one you might want to be moving toward. Ten of Cups twice. This Queen of Wands is not making you a happy person. You know, okay. There's the Three of Swords again. I get the feeling like this Queen of Pentacles has decided that she is not willing to work with you or collaborate with you. She's kind of left herself. I feel like this person has maybe walked away from the situation or walked away from your relationship with her until you get things figured out. That she's willing to collaborate, she's willing to come together, she's willing to see where this will go. But I feel like she knows you have some baggage to take care of. And so until that happens, she's not willing to put in the effort to work with you until you take care of business. That's the feeling I'm getting off of those cards. There's a lack of compromise in building something solid. Lack of compromise in building something solid until you deal with the heartbreak, the heartache, the third party. Three of Swords again in the reverse, twice in the reading. So this is a third party situation. This Queen of Pentacles is aware of it. I don't feel like this is a cheating situation. It does not. I mean, it could be. Anybody watching could have a different story. So it could be, a marriage situation where there's infidelity. But I'm not, and that's possible with the Seven of Swords. I'm not going to say that the Seven of Swords is definitively, infidelity. It could just be deceit within the relationship has caused you to move away from this person towards somebody else. And remember, this can be vice versa. You can be any one of these characters, Queen of Pentacles, waiting on this king to deal with his issues. If you're the Queen of Wands and you're cross-watching for the king, I don't feel that the king is going to come forward in what you think is justified to make amends with you. Instead, this king is starting to feel like your relationship's unstable. Maybe that you're unstable and you don't make this person happy. In fact, quite the opposite. We've got the Ten of Cups twice here. You make this person very unhappy. This person realizes they're not going to get to their Ten of Cups in the upright position with you. They're harboring some resentment right now. And they feel like this relationship's imbalanced. They also feel Queen of Wands, and I hope, I'm not trying to offend anybody in this reading. I'm just reading the cards. So if you're offended, sorry, you probably already turned it off if you're offended, if you're the Queen of Wands. And this person may ghost you, Queen of Wands, and move towards a new beginning without you. I don't know that there's a lot of clarity. I want to get back to Sagittarius because I do feel Sagittarius is the King of Hearts. I do feel like you're trying to decide, you haven't spoken to this person or tried to make amends with this Queen of Wands or spoken to this Queen of Pentacles. I still feel like there's a lot of decision making going on in your head because you don't want any confusion. You don't want to feel like you're making the wrong decision. Well, this one, do I take that one? No, I'm going to shuffle some more. So I'm taking one last card out of my Dreams of Gaia. These cards are popping out like I'm taking this one. Journey. I haven't had this one before, or have I? Anyway, if you can't tell, these are new cards to me. So I've been pulling one of these as advice cards at the end of the reading. Sometimes they act as kind of like additional information or a closing statement or a summary, but a lot of times they act as advice cards. So, and they're fairly new to me, so I am reading from the book. This card to me, before I even read, is about making a decision about which path to take. And you have choices to make. And in this case, it's a path towards a relationship, possibly ending one and starting something new. Sorry about the glare. I'm going to try to hold this up while I read it to you. June 17. And sometimes these can be a little long. Hopefully this one's not too long. Nah, it's not too bad. Okay. Before I get started, I have to say, Sagittarius, I do believe that you're doing the right thing, kind of taking your time with making some decisions regarding the people in your life. You know, make the right choices for yourself. If there's been deceit, if there's been emotional manipulation in the past with this other person, you may want to go ahead and confront them. Let them know how you feel. It's always a good way to close out a relationship or get the truth so that you can have your new beginning, so you can get all the information you need in order to make that choice, because right now there's a little bit of confusion and you're feeling a little bit cautious about your new beginning because you just don't have all the answers. So you may, you know, I always say this, communication is the best policy. It doesn't matter who you're dealing with. It might be unpleasant communication, but sometimes it's necessary. And a lot of people just want to avoid the conversation because they feel it's going to be, you know, a horrifying conversation or it's not going to resolve anything. The truth of the matter is, conversation always resolves something because you at least gain clarity, right? That's my opinion. Okay, journey. I'm going to try to show this so it's not, doesn't have a glare on it. Okay. The journey card represents the first of the 8 influence cards. Your life journey, your past, is made up of choices, experiences, and moments that have shaped and created the person you are in the present. You are the sum total of all that you have experienced, and your journey and the person it has manifested plays a foundational role in every choice and decision you make. Your journey has influenced your personality and character. You have been shaped by your successes and failures, triumphs and mistakes, heartbreaks and healing, the moments you have been alone, and the moments you have shared with others. Your journey has shaped your likes and dislikes, your biases, your beliefs, and has governed all action. If you look back at your life, you will see that you have moved through one moment and experience to the next. You have faced obstacles and overcome them, and you have had moments that have brought you so low you did not believe that you could continue to live. You have had your heart broken and believed it would never heal, but it did, and once it healed, you then traveled forward to the next moment forever changed. The choices you made from that point onwards were influenced by what the past taught you. You've also experienced times of intense joy and bliss where the moment has been perfect. You have loved with every fiber of your being and laughed until you cried. These moments have also had their influence, for they have made you lighter in spirit and moved you forward. The journey card represents the life you have led and will lead, and how it has shaped you and changed you, created you, and influenced every choice you have ever made and will make, and every experience you have ever had and will ever have. There you go, Sagittarius. You're in the process of making some decisions, and as heavy as those decisions may be, this reading doesn't give you a definitive direction to go within the relationships and the decision you're going to make about these relationships. But based on what I'm seeing in the cards, I think you have a clearer understanding regarding these relationships that you're in than you may realize. So I'm going to say it one more time. Communications is generally the key, and the key to success. I wish you all the best, Sagittarius. I really appreciate you joining me today, and I hope that you join me again soon. Take care. Bye.